One of the oldest debates in property is whether metro markets or regional markets perform better. Now, with over 8 metro markets and literally hundreds of regional markets to choose from, in this video, we're going to dissect the data so that you can make a better decision. Now, for me, I really value both metro markets and regional markets. I've lived in both. I own investment properties in both markets, and I expect to continue doing that longer term as well. And whilst the data indicates that over the long term, metro markets outperform the regional, we know over the last 20 years here in Australia, the top performing markets have all been in regional markets, like your Byron Bays and the surrounding suburbs, Shoalhaven, Sunshine Coast. These locations have absolutely kicked ass over the last 20 years. So it's not a silver bullet. At the end of the day, it always comes back to your strategy. What property today is going to get you to where you want to be in the long-term future, and focus on that. No, I love that so much, bro. Like, I feel that vibe. And I suppose for me, as an investor who's purely looking at buying a small number of properties over my lifetime and getting the best possible return on investment, I don't want to think that I can pick Byron Bay out of 13,000 suburbs Australia-wide. But when we look at the data from CoreLogic, particularly over the last 30 years, it is extremely clear, as Simon said, that the metro markets have smashed the performance of the average regional town. Now, when we look at the performance of houses in the metro versus the regional markets, the metro markets literally over the last 30 years have done almost 140% better. And the same is almost true for units. When you look at metro versus regional, the metro units have done about 94% better. So if you're like me and you're looking to accumulate a small number of properties over your lifetime and you want to make sure you get your next decision right, then statistically speaking, based on the CoreLogic data, metro markets that are affordable is what you should be focusing on. And when I look at those numbers, it makes logical sense to me, because I know the fundamental drivers of long-term capital growth is going to be supply and demand. It's going to be population growth, income growth, and infrastructure growth. And you see the majority of that occurring in your big cities around Australia. But we look at the ABS's predictions for the future of Australia based on everything you just said. Apparently 75% of Australia's population, job, income, and infrastructure growth is going to come between Melbourne, Sydney, and Southeast Queensland over the next 20 years. So if you want to even refine it further in terms of which metro markets you should be focusing on, then those cities on the east coast of Australia is where the lion's share of those big ticket items are going in the future. Now, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please give this video a thumbs up and share this video with a friend or a family member or a colleague that's seriously considering purchasing their next investment property, so they can focus on the right market and put themselves into a position where they can generate some really strong capital gains over the long term.
Whew, that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Getting cool, bro. Yeah.
Oh, sweaty. So sweaty. Oh, that's good. That's so nice. Oh.